Hey guys, Ron here. Good evening, afternoon, whatever it may be for you. Today, I'm going to be out of breath, even though I'm in good shape and I sprint a hill every day of my life for the last year or so. But I'm going to be out of breath because I'm walking up, you can see a little bit behind me, I'm walking up a very large, windy hill here in the hills above Beverly Hills. It's interesting too because the Beverly Hills has the flats. It's very flat, steep, and then it's kind of a slow incline, and then some of the streets all of a sudden huge incline in a less than a 5 minute driving in a period of like 5 minutes driving time. So all of a sudden you've got this humongous hill. And I'll try to show you some city views and home views along the way. Everything's beautiful here. Look at those houses up there. Look at those big decks. Now if there's an earthquake with these decks, could be in trouble. And we do have earthquakes. Anyway, today I'm winding up this street and we're going to show you the home. I say we because I'm with my little partner here. I don't think he knows what a steep hill this is yet. This is even steeper than when we did the Brian Wilson house last week, where he did Pet Sounds up Laurel Way, which is not too far from here actually. Anyway, so today we're going to show you the last home of Rock Hudson. I'm going to show you some. Yeah, that's quite a hill. You can't really tell the depth of it. Anyway, Rock Hudson lived at the home I'm about to show you from 1962 to his death in 1985. And in my research, I saw that around 1997, director John Landis and his wife had the home. John Landis, of course, did what? Trading Places, Blues Brothers, Animal House, Twilight Zone movie, or at least one section of the ill-fated Twilight Zone movie, which I think he was actually personally charged for, I think, manslaughter in the death of Vic Morrow and two of the actors, young actors. Anyway, here's some of the homes here. This is a beauty. I'm a little too close to it, but see, they start at ground level and go just straight up. Right there you go. So no frontage, but that's okay. Backyards, and you know, if there's an earthquake, these contemporary ones should be okay. We're coming to, here's kind of the backyard of one of the ones that hasn't been redone. You know, a lot of the homes, like I said, a lot of my vlogs, they are knocked down and built back up again. Sometimes, a couple of times over the course of their lifetime. So today we're talking about Rock Hudson. Rock Hudson was born Roy Shearer. It may not be Shearer. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. He really wants to get in that gate. He was born in 1925 in Illinois. And when Roy was in high school during the Depression, he was an usher in a movie theater, and that kind of started his interest in movies. And oh, I gotta watch what my dog is doing here. Excuse me for a second. Yeah, I gotta clean up. Okay, where was I? Sorry, I had to pause for a moment there, talking about Roy Shearer. Again, I hope, it sounds like Norma Shearer, the actress. I hope I'm not mispronouncing it. Maybe it's Roy Shearer. If you correct me in the comments, I will not take it personally because I should probably know the pronunciation. Anyway, so I told you how Roy was a usher in a movie theater during the war, or before the war actually, because in 1943, right as Roy graduated high school, or after he graduated high school, he enlisted in the Navy. And eventually he was on a aircraft carrier, and he was a mechanic for planes, for aircraft mechanic, which is a real interesting profession. And then after the war, I believe it was 1946, I know he was discharged in 46. And then he moved out to Los Angeles, out here, with his biological father and his new stepmother. And shortly after that, he began pursuing a career in the movies. Look at this. That says Marilyn Monroe, April 9th, 1953. Can you see that? That's carved in the cement. Wow, is that real? Excuse me, because you're going to see my face in a minute. See that? Marilyn Monroe. And here there's a date. April the 9th, 1953. I'm going to have to research that and this house. See what you stumble upon? It's amazing. So did Marilyn live here and put her footprints and her signature in the sand? I mean, it's like Roman's Chinese theater, but it's not. Oh, that's fantastic. Look at this find. That's amazing. Okay, well, I'm going to do the research and then I'll put it in the comments. So I was talking about Roy, Marilyn Monroe. I was talking about Roy, Rock Hudson. Look at that home up there on the hill. Pretty snazzy, huh? Was that 3 stories? Yeah. Come on. So anyway, Roy came out to Los Angeles and quickly caught the attention of super agent Henry Wilson. Henry Wilson, who befriended, I say that in quotes because there are strong indications that it was more than that, befriended Roy, changed his name to Rock Hudson. I think that was the Hudson River and the Rock of Gibraltar. Rock said he always hated it, or Roy said he always hated it, but you know, that was his professional stage name then. So quickly, it only took, he started doing films, and it wasn't a meteoric rise. It took about 8 years. 1954, he really became a star with Magnificent Obsession. And in 56, he was in Giant with James Dean. They were both nominated for Oscars. Some of his other, I mean, he did a lot of big films. Pillow Talk, Ice Station, Zebra, Seconds. It's a funny story about Seconds, too, the film Seconds. I know that Brian Wilson, founder of the Beach Boys, the great legendary Brian Wilson, went to go see Seconds in his, when he was starting to kind of lose his faculties a little bit into paranoia, in the mid-60s when he was doing Pet Sounds and Smile, the albums, and he came out of the movie thinking it was somehow connected to Phil Spector, and Phil Spector was spying on him, and he said, kept saying Mr. Wilson in the movie, Mr. Wilson. Well, that was Rock Hudson's character in the movie. Anyway, and then by the early 70s, tired of the film roles that he was being offered, after a slew, you know, almost 15 years of great film roles, he decided to do TV and did a show called McMillan and Wife. I watched it. He did that for 6 years. His last role was on Dynasty, and that was in 84 into early 85, and he would have continued on with Dynasty, but, you know, we all know what happened. He got very ill. His speech was affected. And I should say also that, show you a little of the street here too. So say also that when Roy was in high school and he was trying to get, well, do what I did in high school, do film, do plays, he couldn't get them. He couldn't get them because he couldn't remember the dialogue. I don't know what that was ever attributed to. He couldn't remember, you know, his lines. So again, I don't know what that was eventually attributed to, but I know that that was a long-standing issue. There's a Tesla being charged outside somebody's house. Yes, it's Beverly Hills. Anyway, so he used cue cards later on. But what was I going to say? Well, I was talking about him doing Dynasty. And his speech became affected, and he was getting sicker and sicker. And, you know, Rock Hudson was the first celebrity to die of AIDS, certainly. And, you know, when he did pass away, I remember it was a really big deal. I was a very young guy in 1985, but we didn't know, we meaning the world, didn't know about AIDS. We didn't know really exactly 100% how it was contracted. It was thought to be, at the very beginning, it was thought to be just in the gay community. But very shortly, people began panicking, and I can say, definitely say that it absolutely changed the sex life, sexual habits of Americans, probably around the world. It was a very sad situation. I remember hearing about it on the news. It was a really, really big deal. And it's unfortunate that a lot of times Rock Hudson AIDS are the two things that, go together. But he was really a genuine movie star. A movie star. I hate the fact that we're looking into the sun, but here's the home. Yeah, I'm really sorry we're looking into the sun. Let's try to get over here a little bit. It's at the end of the cul-de-sac. There are cameras everywhere still. Like I say, it was, yeah, well, there are cameras everywhere. Like I say, John Landis lived here in the late 90s. Okay, we're going this way. Oh, somebody's sneezing behind me. Getting out of a car. Oh, I think it's the Tesla guy. Anyway, this house, Rock Hudson was basically working on it and renovating it the rest of his life. I mean, he was renovating it all the time and working on it. And it was called the Castle. And it's about 13,000 square feet. So it's genuinely a castle. Actually, when he bought it in '62, I believe it was a couple of years after his divorce from Phyllis Gates. He was married to a woman named Phyllis Gates, who was actually Henry Wilson's secretary. Now, of course, rumor mill said, here's another gate, by the way, and another camera of the house to the house. Rumor mill, of course, said that, it was a marriage of convenience, but Phyllis always said she married him out of love. It was the real deal. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out why I'm out of focus all of a sudden. So, wow, why am I out of focus? Hold on. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. Let's peek through a second. See a little bit of the canyon view. There's somebody coming up here. I think it's Mr. Tesla. It is Mr. Tesla. Maybe he's coming up to turn around. Anyway, see the canyon through the bushes. You can see all Valley. The lights at night are just spectacular. I think I know what I'm looking at there. Let's go up a little further to the end of the street. And in the end, Rock's friends were coming by and visiting him, just very similar to what happened with, excuse the bright sunshine here, folks, very similar to what happened to Tony Curtis over up in the Laurel Canyon. His friends, as he was dying from AIDS, his friends were coming to see him in the last days. I believe it was Richard Benjamin's wife, Paula Prentice, that would check on him every day and see if he needed anything from the valley side, and then to bring them up the hill, groceries or anything. Here's another real sleek looking contemporary house. So, Rock Hudson was truly a movie star. He was one of the biggest, if not the biggest movie star of his time. Let's look at this house again. So I've really been looking forward to doing that, filming that house for quite a while now. Look at this. It's like a spaceship, huh? And if you look through, I can look through for a second, I can look through to the patio, and they've got a view of the entire city straight through there. You'll see how, I've mentioned before, almost all the homes in this area have regular cameras on them too. Not just Ring cameras, but cameras. This one has cameras all over, security cameras. And once again, these are not just sunshine there. These are not private streets. These are public streets where anybody, even me, we can walk down here. I seem to come upon this all the time. This is fantastic. Let's see. Here's a shot down the hill. And look at that. Let's see what I can get for you. By the way, I don't know how much you can see. Here's that contemporary home we were just looking at. A huge deck, and look at that. How'd you like to have breakfast or dinner there overlooking the city? I would fall asleep there every night if that were me, overlooking the city. There's a lower deck. Hopefully you can see it. And here is downtown LA. The view of downtown LA and some massive homes. So they've got a straight shot view. I'm going to stick my head in a minute. You're going to see it. Forgive me. Yeah, okay. They've got a straight shot view of downtown LA. And the skyscraper right down the canyon there. Right down the canyon. Some beautiful homes down there. What a beautiful view. During a real clear day, I'm sure you can see the ocean over there. We can see all the way from Palos Verdes Peninsula to downtown and beyond. Absolutely stunning view. Okay, folks, well, boy, I'm in love with it. I think I'll move into this street. I'm going to check the listings and see what's available. We're going to have another view here in a second through the fence. Look at those beauties down there. There's a big Spanish-style hacienda down there. And another big house on the hill there. As usual, all you can hear is like one dog. Let's see what else we can see down there. What else can we see there? We can see the deck again of that house, a little bit of Century City. I can see the building where Die Hard was filmed down there. And I do have a vlog on that as well. That's Century City. Wow, what a view. I can see Beverly Hills along Wilshire Boulevard. Amazing, amazing views. Hummingbird is fascinated with us. All the way to downtown LA. Down to that hacienda again. Look at the views here. Huge home down there. And that hummingbird is not leaving us alone. Well, no wonder they have these giant decks built. I mean, with views like this, can you imagine at night? I know I keep going on and on about it, but it's really quite spectacular. I love it. I just love it. I didn't know the street went further. I thought we were actually at the end. Oh, suddenly the dog loves the views. He loves looking down into somebody's pool. All right, folks. Well, I guess I should call it there because I'm just slobbering over these views, salivating because they're so incredible. Coming up on a Rolls Royce here and another Tesla. Maybe this is Mr. Tesla again. It's weird. Did he charge his car at one house and then went on to another house? Please be a good neighbor and clean up after your dog, they say. So see, other people walk dogs here too. All right, folks, I'm going to call it there. My name is Ron. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. And please not only comment, not only give me likes, but if you'd like the individual vlogs and videos that you happen to enjoy, I really would appreciate it because YouTube calculates our algorithm that way. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. I appreciate the dialogue, and yeah, so I'll say over and out for now, and we're on to the next location, Squinting in the Sun. All right, folks, better put these back on. See you at the next location. Thanks, bye.